It was supposed to be a normal day in San Fernando, Argentina. Construction workers were busy digging, installing pipes for drinking water, but what they found was anything but routine. Deep in the earth, something waited. Something that would soon capture the world's attention. This discovery, made just days ago in late May 2025, has sent ripples through the scientific community. The ground gave up its secret, a skull. But not just any skull. Its shape was elongated, stretched, almost alien. The workers unearthed a puzzle from the depths of time. Imagine their surprise and questions. What was this strange object? Who did it belong to? How did it get there? These questions now echo around the globe, challenging our understanding of human history. The news spread like wildfire. First, local newspaper El Ancasti reported it, then Heritage Daily. Soon, the world knew. Scientists were alerted, archaeologists were called. The site became a focal point of intense curiosity and scientific investigation. This skull, with its strange and unusual features, forces us to confront the unknown. It challenges our neat categories and our comfortable explanations. It demands that we look deeper, ask bolder questions. Is it possible that ancient peoples knew more than we give them credit for? The San Fernando skull is a silent testament, urging us to explore the very limits of possibility. Let us look closer at this incredible find. The cranium, this San Fernando specimen, is hugely elongated. Its structure differs markedly from that of a conventional human. Scientists are baffled. This is not a subtle difference. It is a dramatic, unmissable alteration of what we expect a human skull to look like. The shape stretches backwards, creating a large, almost conical form. Could this elongated cranium have housed a larger brain, a more developed mind? The capacity of the brain is linked to our abilities, our consciousness. If this skull held a larger brain, what were its capabilities? This remarkable skull was not found alone. The construction workers discovered two ancient funerary urns. One urn contained a complete skeleton. The other held partial remains, including this unusually shaped skull. This tells us this individual was buried with care, with ritual. This was someone or something considered important enough for a proper burial by an ancient culture. What culture was this? And why did they bury this individual in such a way? The presence of another, more complete skeleton in a separate urn raises even more questions. Was that second skeleton also unusual? Or was it a conventional human? Are they related? The ongoing analysis by experts at the National University of Catamarca is crucial. They are examining both sets of remains, looking for clues. A story that this elongated skull is now screaming to tell. When something so strange is found, human imagination takes flight. The local media in Argentina were quick to offer their own theories. Some reports dubbed the skull as belonging to Antmen. They referenced the Myrmekis from ancient Greek mythology. These were said to be giant dog-sized ants. They lived in complex anthills. They were even said to guard hoards of gold in far-off lands like India. Could there be a connection? Could ancient myths hold a kernel of truth about strange beings? Many people looking at images of the skull noted its striking resemblance to the extraterrestrials from the 1990s film Mars Attacks. Those big-brained, menacing aliens with elongated heads. Is this just a coincidence? Or is it possible that popular culture sometimes stumbles upon a deeper, more ancient truth? Beyond mythological creatures and Hollywood aliens, some have suggested a more terrestrial, yet still revolutionary, idea. Could this skull belong to a newly found group of archaic humans? A lost branch of our own family tree? We know our ancient past is complex. We have discovered Neanderthals, Denisovans. Could there be others still waiting to be found? Perhaps beings with naturally elongated heads? The human mind seeks patterns, explanations. When faced with something as profoundly odd as the San Fernando skull, it is natural to explore all possibilities. Now, mainstream science offers an explanation. It is a practice known as artificial cranial deformation, or ACD. This was a real historical practice. It involved deliberately shaping the skulls of infants. How was this done? By applying gentle, constant pressure. This was usually done using splints, bandages, or specially constructed boards. The bones of an infant's skull are soft and pliable. Over time, this pressure would guide the growth of the skull into a desired shape, often an elongated shape. This practice was not isolated to one place or one time. It was surprisingly common across many ancient civilizations around the world. The Cienaga and Aguada people, who lived in the very region of Argentina where this skull was found, practiced ACD. They flourished there from the 3rd to the 12th centuries AD. So, there is a clear historical precedent in the area. This is a known cultural phenomenon. But does knowing how it was done fully explain why? Why would ancient peoples go to such lengths to change the shape of their children's heads? The reasons were varied and complex: social status, group affiliation, spiritual beliefs, or aesthetics. While ACD is a strong candidate for explaining the San Fernando skull, we must ask, does it explain everything? Experts speak unraveling the cranial conundrum. Archaeologists and anthropologists are studying the San Fernando find. Rick Schulting from Oxford comments on cranial modification. It was common in Western South America for aesthetic or social reasons. No evidence suggests it harmed infants. Local experts in Argentina provide valuable insights. The deformation is due to intentional cultural practices. These are not natural formations. They are the result of human tradition. The Cienaga and Aguada cultures engaged in head shaping. These ancient cultures had rich societies. They left behind fascinating artifacts and evidence of their way of life. Artificial cranial deformation was part of their cultural identity. It expressed their beliefs and social structures. Understanding this context is vital. The skull's shape is likely due to artificial cranial deformation. This is the scientific consensus. But does this close the book on the mystery, or does it open a new chapter? Beyond binding, could sickness sculpt a skull? While artificial cranial deformation is the leading theory, scientists consider other possibilities. Dr. Heidi Dawson-Hobbes from the University of Winchester suggested hydrocephalus. This condition involves fluid buildup on the brain, causing skull expansion. Could this explain the San Fernando skull? Hydrocephalus can lead to an enlarged cranium. However, the shape might differ from cultural elongation. Identifying age at death is crucial. Head binding or cradle boards are strong explanations for ACD. Trepanation, piercing the veil of ancient medicine. When we discuss ancient peoples and their interactions with the human skull, another fascinating practice often comes up. This practice is called trepanation. It is quite different from artificial cranial deformation, but it shows another way ancient cultures engaged with the head. Trepanation involves drilling, cutting, or scraping away a piece of bone from the skull. Yes, while the person was alive. This might sound shocking, but it was a surprisingly widespread surgical procedure. The history of trepanation is incredibly long. Evidence for it dates back to the Stone Age, thousands and thousands of years ago. And it continued to be practiced in various parts of the world right up until the 18th century, and in some isolated cultures, even later. Why would anyone do this? The reasons appear to be both medical and ritualistic. It was used to relieve pressure on the brain from injuries, to treat headaches, seizures, or mental illness, or perhaps for spiritual purposes, to release evil spirits. Many trepanned skulls show signs of healing around the edges of the hole. This means the individuals survived the procedure, sometimes for many years. This is a testament to the skill of these ancient surgeons, working with rudimentary tools. They knew enough about anatomy to perform this risky operation. Protecting the enigma, the San Fernando site, today. The discovery in San Fernando was so significant, so potentially groundbreaking, that immediate action was taken. The site where the elongated skull and the funerary urns were found has been secured. It has been fenced off and is now under guard. Why such measures? To preserve the remains, to protect the archaeological context. Any disturbance could destroy valuable information that could help us understand who these people were and why this skull is so unique. The provincial anthropology authorities were quickly notified. This is standard procedure for such important finds. They are responsible for overseeing the proper excavation, recovery, and study of archaeological heritage. Their involvement ensures that the investigation is conducted scientifically and respectfully. This is not just about a strange skull. It is about uncovering a piece of Argentina's rich pre-Columbian history, a history that belongs to everyone, and it must be treated with care. Experts from the National University of Catamarca, UNCA, are now at the forefront of the investigation. They are meticulously analyzing the remains. This includes the elongated skull, the other partial remains, and the complete skeleton from the second urn. They will use various scientific techniques, radiocarbon dating to determine age, DNA analysis if possible to understand genetic origins and relationships. Ancestral voices. What do these skulls truly tell us? What is the ultimate meaning of finds like the San Fernando skull? Experts at the National University of Catamarca have offered a profound perspective. They stated, interpreting these findings offers an opportunity to deepen our connection with our ancestry. This is not just about bones and artifacts. It is about people. It is about understanding the lives, beliefs, and practices of those who came before us. It is about finding our place in the long, unfolding story of humanity. By respecting and valuing these cultural practices and their meanings, we honor the memory of our ancestors and connect with them through our shared human experience. Practices like artificial cranial deformation may seem strange to us today, but they held deep meaning for the people who practiced them. They were part of their identity, their worldview, their sacred traditions. By studying these remains with respect, we learn not only about the past but also about ourselves. We see the incredible diversity of human culture. We see the enduring human quest for meaning, for identity, for connection to something larger than oneself. Could it be that in trying to understand them, we are also on a path to understanding deeper truths about who